everyone, and welcome to the Filecoin Monthly Ecosystem Roundup for June 2024. I'm thrilled to have you all here today as we dive into the latest and greatest developments from across the Filecoin ecosystem. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. After an 8-month hiatus, we're back with a renewed energy and a wealth of exciting updates to share. My name is Emily Vaughn, and I'll be your host for today's roundup. We have a fantastic lineup of topics and speakers, and I'm looking forward to an engaging and productive session with all of you. So, without further ado, let's get started and explore all of the incredible progress and growth and innovation within the Filecoin community. A quick reminder that Filecoin is an open source cloud storage marketplace, protocol, and incentive layer with a mission to create a decentralized, efficient, and robust foundation for humanity's most important information. Before we welcome our speakers, let's take a moment to outline today's agenda. We'll start with an ecosystem update from Porter Stowell from the Filecoin Foundation. Afterward, several members from the Filecoin community will share brief updates into their innovative projects and tools. Following that, we'll have a demonstration from our app of the month, Basin, the first layer 2 built on Filecoin. And to conclude, we'll preview some of the upcoming events for July 2024. But first, I have some exciting updates to share from the past 8 months. Here are a couple of highlights. In November of 2023, Filecoin launched the Interplanetary Consensus, or IPC, paving the way for enhanced scalability and efficiency within the network. This launch also saw Fluence and Basin integrating with IPC on Filecoin, marking significant advancements in decentralized computing and layer 2 solutions. Fluence, accessible at fluence.network, brings decentralized compute to the network, enabling powerful and flexible cloud services. Meanwhile, Basin, found at basin.textile.io, represents the first layer 2 built on Filecoin for fast and secure data storage. In February of 2024, the Phil Dev Summit in Denver brought together developers, community members, and innovators for a 3-day event focused on collaborative growth and ecosystem advancement. The summit featured over 60 speakers and multiple tracks highlighting the latest developments in decentralized government, FBM potential, and more. Later, launched in May 2024, the Phil Retro PGF program was launched and designed to reward community members who have made significant contributions to the Filecoin ecosystem. This initiative aims to foster continued innovation and collaboration by providing retroactive grants for impactful projects and developments. We'll hear more on this from Tom later. These milestones highlight the dynamic and rapidly evolving nature of the Filecoin ecosystem, and we're thrilled to see such innovation and look forward to even more groundbreaking developments in the coming months. Now over to Porter from the Filecoin Foundation for a presentation on the state of the ecosystem.
Hello and welcome to this month's community update. My name is Porter Stoll. I'm the head of ecosystem and community for the Filecoin Foundation. So we're going to run through all the interesting things going on in the community to keep you up to date, up to speed on all that's going on. So just to give you a brief overview of what we're doing at the foundation and the community and onboarding team, we support clients. We support people trying to onboard data to the network. We help people with user experience, primarily software providers building onto the network. We work with all the storage providers within our ecosystem, and we're constantly working on network value proposition, as well as ecosystem profitability and sustainability to make sure Filecoin is as healthy as ever and growing to reach its full and utmost potential. So today I want to go through just what type of projects are building and spend a little bit of time before we get out of here on where we see the future of Filecoin and what the big opportunity is. So let's dive right in. In terms of community roadmap, there's lots of things going on from various players across the community, across the globe even. So let's just give you a sense for what's on tap. First and foremost, sellers are coming. What we need is more clients looking to store their data on the network. We have new services such as Phil Store and other sellers that are more agent-based, more Web 2-based, like Teleris, really looking to bring their sellers and clients onto the Filecoin network, incentivizing them and enabling them to do so. So a lot of top of funnel growth from players such as these two. These lists are not exhaustive for as I go through this, but they are illustrative. So there's plenty more examples behind each of these as we go forward. There's currently 14 software platforms being built on top of Filecoin, all of which cater to a different persona, from those building on AI and Gen AI platforms, those working to be more of a Web 2.5 solution, those working B2C, those focused on B2B, those providing a whole agnostic platform, whether it's Web 2 or Web 3. We even have layer 2s built on top of Filecoin, doing archival storage and data lifecycle management at the same time. There's just so much software being built, all of which go to increasing the overall usability of the network for a wider audience. There's a series of data onboarding tools that are being either tested in beta or being released as we speak. We have Decentrally, which is a S3-based cloud storage model, making it easy to pivot from an S3 gateway or S3 model such as AWS into the Filecoin ecosystem. We have CID Gravity, which is making data onboarding and deal distribution much easier, and Curio, which has taken the Lotus Miner product, combined it with Boost, and making data onboarding and miner management just a lot more streamlined and frictionless. A lot of exciting tools being developed here. But now let's go beyond data onboarding. So what's going on? We're seeing a big trend on network usability. And this is thanks to the rise of AI agents. And why I love AI agents is it's a great way to make the network data more useful and accessible to a wider audience. So to start, we're working on a project with Theoric, OpenPanda, and Decent, trying to make OpenPanda data wrapped in an AI agent to make it more consumable, accessible to a wider global audience. Stay tuned for more on this project. We also have the Filecoin's first compute aggregator. Bagel.net is looking to launch its beta within the next month or two. So why I love compute aggregators is it preserves the win for Filecoin storage providers in a way that a normal compute marketplace isn't able to do. And when you think about the compute over data promise, Bagel is a representation of how to get a step closer to compute over data. Meaning, if you're going to provide a compute marketplace with a compute job, it makes sense to give the storage provider or the entity that has that excess GPU power the data storage opportunity as well. That way, when the compute job is processed, the data is already stored within close proximity to the compute. Really exciting things coming from Bagel. But now let's talk about the big win before we get out of here with our quick update from the foundation. And this is what gets me excited. Frankly, this is why I joined Filecoin in the first place. And it is about the data economy. The data economy is where the value of data is unlocked, spurring a global marketplace of buyers and sellers. And it's the real term of value, which is essential here. Since the inception of public cloud storage, data storage was so affordable that everyone decided to just store everything without really considering what data in there is valuable. And value is determined by the price in an open marketplace. So what does the data economy look like? And it's really based on the proliferation of artificial intelligence and LLMs. So the future of LLMs, in many cases, especially for regulated industries, will want to train on high quality data and validated data sets for specific use cases. Mind you, like if you're doing space exploration data research, you're going to want to know that that data set did originate from NASA or MIT, for example. They'll want full content auditability. So, when you ask a query something within the AI agent, you'll get to know the source files where that response was generated. And then you're going to want LLMs with full IP protection and compensation for the data owners that helped contribute to that response. And this is the fundamentals of the data economy. So now you're going to have a reason for private data, where most data that's being stored today is private data. About 80% of all data created is private data versus 20% public. And with these enhanced encryption service and access controls, can you begin to get more exposure to these large sets of private data? AI agent responses will pay data owners for when their data is used in a response. You can access the source files where the data owner is once again paid for the data set if it's being retrieved. And when you have two sets of payments, now you have cash flows for data owners. And that cash flow is the basis of the data economy. Both businesses and individuals will transform their data storage from a cost center to a revenue driver. And that's what the data economy is all about. So you're asking yourself, why is someone from the Filecoin Foundation talking about the data economy? And really it comes down to, if data is going to be an asset class, it needs to be programmable, immutable, and verifiable. We get our immutability, our programmability from FEBM and FEM, our immutability from IPFS, and verifiability from Filecoin with the proof of space. These are the key ingredients to make sure that any digital asset, specifically data, will maintain its value in an open ecosystem, where it's being transacted regularly throughout the day. The answer to that is Filecoin. And this is where Filecoin plays a key role in the data economy. And we're already working with a number of organizations who see the promise of what Filecoin can contribute to the data economy and are excited to work with us. We're incubating a number of projects within the AI space who see this value, from AI marketplaces to just general database marketplaces, AI agents, and all sorts of different people who see the value in the data economy. And to quote Waru Powell, the banana zone, he didn't talk about this with Filecoin, but what I see as the banana zone in Filecoin is when people seek out Filecoin because of the value it creates instead of the cost to participate. That's where scaled adoption will be upon us. And really, this is the enterprise FOMO of the value creation through the data economy. And when you look at what's underneath that value, Filecoin is going to play the essential role of unlocking that value and maintaining it in an open ecosystem. We see people across the community embracing this narrative and building towards it. We look forward to sharing you these updates as they come to fruition over the next 1 to 5 years. So stay tuned, thank you, and be excited about the data economy.
Thanks, Porter, for those insightful updates on all things Filecoin. Now, on to our spotlights of the month, which are some rapid-fire highlights from projects across the ecosystem, starting with Curio. Take it away, Andy.
Hi, it's Andy Jackson with Curio Storage, and I'm here to introduce the GA of our product, Curio, for storage providers. It will be available by the time you see this video, and this tremendous upgrade will bring storage providers a opportunity to have a far easier environment to work with. Between work balancing and all the fallback handling mechanisms, automatic upgrades, and various recoveries, it will be a much easier environment. It includes PagerDuty integration. We call it Alert Manager, to see what it is that's going wrong before it winds up causing too many problems. And it also includes a variety of really nice features we've been working on. There is an arrangement that is zero downtime compatible. Your machines will be able to do more work as we stack work tasks more tightly than ever before. And we have solved so many scaling issues. Along with that, it comes with a user interface, so anybody can see what the state of their mining operation is, and that is for not just one miner ID, but many, as we can have your same storage cluster service what used to be many miner IDs. So try it today. The docs at curiostorage.org will walk you through how to start up the guided setup, how to use the layer system to assign tasks to different machines, and how to get the most of this platform, which does what you're expecting from Lotus Miner, like boost compatibility. And we hope to also bring in the coming months many more new features on this platform. Thank you.
Hey, Tom Mellon here. reporting that Phil Retro PGF1 is closing out its first round. We had 106 applications from public goods projects across the network in categories from infra and depths, education and outreach, tools and utilities, protocol R&D, product and governance. 25 badge holders expertly and wisely cast their ballots and voted on applications, and this resulted in 99 projects reaching quorum and getting part of the 200K fill that was allocated for the round. Congrats and special shout out to the top 5 scoring projects: Glyph Nodes, Lotus Dependencies, DRAND, Lighthouse Storage, and Filecoin Orbit ambassadors. This is a fantastic signal for those projects. And also shout out to the round's funders, Protocol Labs, Filecoin Foundation, Web3 Mine, and Titan Network, as well as the operational team from Gitcoin, Open Impact Foundation, and Drips. The next steps we have for the project are to have a retro where we'll be looking at design improvements, refining the direction, planning round 2, and looking forward to making it bigger and better.
Hi, this is Jennifer. I'm excited to introduce you our new team, Filecoin. We're a new Filecoin public good development team that our mission is to secure, upgrade, and expand the utility and value created by the Filecoin network. We focus on shipping high-leverage protocol improvements, supporting network upgrades, maintaining a critical open source software like the Lotus client, FEM, and also designing new protocol enhancements through FIPS. So for 2024, the following is our top priority. The first one is we want to accelerate storage adoption by creating more on-ramps and better storage primitives. A couple efforts we're working on there is a new proof of data possession, but also building some on-chain on-ramp smart contracts that other folks can use. We would also love to help enhance the Filecoin utility with cross-chain interop so that Filecoin is in the center of all the storage and resource use in the DP and Web3 in general. We are head-down working on fast finality to unblock a lot of DeFi use cases and fast trustless bridges. Please follow along our effort there. We are super excited. If all of that sounds interesting and exciting for you, please, we would love to work with you guys. You can find us in Filecoin Slack, and also joining the protocol office hours that we're hosting. And we're also going to be in Filecoin Dev Summit in Brussels. And also you can follow us on Twitter. I will have all the information listed in this little QR code somewhere on the screen. So please scan that and find us there. If you are excited about the work we're doing and want to help us grow so that we can create more impact for the Filecoin network, we're looking for sponsors. So please reach out to sponsor@filecoin.org if you would like to work with us.
Hey guys, my name's Fig. I'm one of the co-founders of a project called Squid, and we're really excited to have just launched any-to-any swaps into Filecoin. So you can buy any token on Filecoin in one click from any of 72 chains that we support. And it's a really great tool for developers. We're integrated into about 350 projects already, but just coming into Filecoin, I'm excited to enable a bunch of use cases, paying for storage across chains, really interesting NFT and gaming use cases I think can come out of this too. And yeah, reach out to us. We'd love to build with you. You can also use our front end to get gas on Filecoin. I know that's a bit of a pain without having to go to a centralized exchange. So try us out at app.squidrouter.com, and yeah, excited to work with you.
Congratulations to everyone building those amazing projects, and we look forward to watching your growth in the near future. Now, onto our App of the Month, Basin, an app demo brought to us by Dan Buchholz. Dan, off to you.
So, hi everyone, I'm Dan Buchholz. I'm from the Textile team, and I head up the developer relations over there. And today I wanted to walk through Textile's newest protocol that we're working on called Basin. So we launched a few weeks ago, and basically what Basin is a scalable subnet-based architecture using Filecoin's IPC framework in order to enable fast, secure, and scalable data storage using a novel object storage layer. So the gist of Basin is that it allows you in different types of applications, whether it's like a DFIN type of network, a user application, an L2 chain, allows you to interact with this object storage layer to provide this fast and scalable data storage while also offloading that data to Filecoin for long-term archival and cold storage capabilities. So think of Basin as this data L2 that enables you to use everything in sort of like this S3 object storage capability and abstracts away a lot of the complexities behind storing things purely on Filecoin. So today, what we're going to walk through is just a quick demo about how to actually use Basin via our CLI tool. We have an SDK built in Rust. Our node infrastructure is built in Rust as well. And the CLI just gives you a nice abstraction of how to make various calls, such as creating object stores, pushing data to those object stores, and pulling it from the object store. And maybe one call out here is just when you think about what is Basin? It is this like decentralized network because you have different nodes, different nodes that are interacting with the subnets and running this software over common BFT consensus mechanisms to ensure that state is properly accounted for across the nodes as new objects are pushed to the network. Cool. So the first thing I want to show is actually just what's happening under the hood when you use Basin. So I have a local script that'll spin up the Basin network essentially. Now note that we are currently live on Filecoin calibration, so you can use everything in a production quote unquote environment. It's all live, it's all ready to go. We are in more of an alpha phase, so it's being updated every couple of weeks, but the network is fully functional from just the usability aspect. So when you actually use Basin, it's using a few different components from IPC, Comet BFT, Fendermint, ways to interface with the FVM essentially. And in this local script, I have ways that you can just use standard things like hard hat accounts, port it over to the FVM. And within the starter script, I also do a couple things such as deploying what we call machines. So that's like an object store associated with all the Basin functionality. And then there are different node APIs under the hood that you don't really have to worry about if you're just interacting with the CLI, and I'll show you how to use that here now. So taking a quick glance at all the different capabilities that the CLI offers, we can check out what the subcommands are. So you can create new accounts, you can create new machines. So the object store is a type of machine. And you can view metadata and information with those different machines as well as interact directly with them. I might start this process off by creating an account on Basin. So I'll say Basin account, and we can check out all the different commands, but we're just going to create a new one. And this will give you just a random private key and all of the addresses associated with that. So it gives you the EVM address, the Filecoin specific address, and we'll be interacting using that EVM hex prefixed address throughout this demonstration. But now that we have this private key, we can go ahead and interact with Basin. So if we look at the object store, and it's there's an alias that allows me to just use OS, but Basin OS help. So the different things you can do with an object store, you can create one, you can push objects to it. As with any object store, you can also see what's there. You can go fetch an object. You can list all of the objects associated with it, or you can even delete those objects. And as you push data or make these calls, Basin is running through different commitment schemes for like how the data is actually posted to the chain. So we have the concept of like what we call a detached payload, where you basically send a transaction, you provide the CID of the underlying data, and then the nodes will agree on the overall state of that data as the chain continues to move. So it allows for like sort of this like async sync operation in a way. Okay, so let's start off and create an object store on Basin. So we start with Basin OS creates, and I've already set an environment variable here, which is my private key. So really there's some required flags here, but really what you're doing is sending a transaction to the network, and it's giving you the result, which is an object store contract created on a subnet. So we're going to copy this address here. This is what we're going to be interacting with hereafter. And the first thing we want to do is actually, let's just go ahead and push an object to the object store. So I have this hello.json file, pretty simple, and we're going to push this to the store. So we start with Basin OS add, and this gives you an idea of the different requirements that we have. So private key already set, address is the one that we just received when we created that contract, and then we're going to also specify a key and then a path to the file itself. We're going to say Basin OS create, and that creates the contract. We're going to copy this value, which is the contract address, and then we are going to actually push data to the object store. So we provide the address, we provide the key, and then we provide a path to the actual data that we want to push to the object. We clear this out. We say Basin OS add. Address is that newly created contract. We're going to say, let's say our key is hello/world. We're going to prefix everything with this hello prefix, which makes it easier to organize things sort of like a bucket-like fashion. And then we're going to provide a path to the file that we want to push. So you can see after I did that, it was broadcasting the transaction. Now we have the confirmation that it's been committed to the network. We have the hash, the height, the gas associated with it, and then the actual data that's underlying that object itself. So next up we want to do is Basin OS get, similar steps where we're providing the address. And now we can just provide the actual key. Hello world. And boom, that was that original object that we tried to push to the object store. We can also list all sorts of objects that are under a specific object store. So when you do this, you can attach other, you can attach different parameters to it, like a prefix as an example, or other things like that. So you can get not just the single object, but all the objects that are there all together. And then there's also the ability to actually delete data. So flexibility around how you interact with the object store. So it's not just a single piece of data that exists without any sort of mutability controls over it. It gives you flexibility in terms of how you interact with this object store and makes it really modern in terms of how you can, or matches modern architectures where you can create and mutate data at will, essentially. So similarly, if we go ahead and Basin OS delete, specify that address and give it the key. Since this is a transaction on chain, you'll see a similar type of message as to what we showed when you actually push that data. So again, there's a lot that you can do with Basin. This was just a quick insight into some of the basics with our CLI interface, but as mentioned, we do have a Rust SDK. We have WASM and related library support coming out here soon, which will give even further flexibility into building on a fully decentralized object storage layer. Thanks, everyone.
Amazing. Thank you, Dan. I hope everyone joining us today gets an opportunity to play around with Basin using the tools that you just shared with us. Our June roundup is almost complete, but if you're looking to find the community RIL in July, this is where you could find us. First, join us at the PhilDev Summit from July 9th through 11th at the Radisson Grand Place in Brussels. This premier gathering for developers, innovators, and enthusiasts will focus on the future of decentralized technology. Enhance your technical skills, contribute to the Filecoin protocol, and engage in transformative discussions with experts and peers. Don't miss this opportunity to be at the forefront of decentralized technology. For more details and the full schedule, you can visit the event website. Also happening in Brussels is Phil Brussels, brought to you by the Filecoin Foundation. On July 8th will be PhilFest. In partnership with CoinDesk Studios, PhilFest will bring you the latest signals and breakthroughs from leading Filecoin ecosystem projects as they continue to build an in-demand open data economy. Don't miss this opportunity to hear it here first and stay ahead with the cutting edge developments that are happening in the Filecoin community. On July 9th, join us for Cloud and Compute Day. Presented by Impossible Cloud Network, this event will delve into Web3's hottest sector, Basin. Explore the possibilities unlocked by decentralized storage and compute over data advancements, offering scalable alternatives to traditional centralized players. This is definitely a must attend for anyone that's interested in the future of decentralized infrastructure. Lastly, on July 10th, join us for the AI and Data Economy Day. Join us to explore why data is poised to become one of the world's largest digital assets and how decentralized data networks like Filecoin will play a crucial role in preserving the value of these assets. From AI agents to data marketplaces and use case specific LLMs, discover how Filecoin is underpinning the data economy and shaping the future of digital assets. You can register for any of these events via the QR code on the screen. Before we conclude, I have one last exciting update to share with you. We're thrilled to announce the launch of the Filecoin Discord channel. This is your go-to place for real-time discussions, updates, and networking with fellow Filecoin enthusiasts. Join us, introduce yourself, and dive into the latest news, community support, event announcements, and exclusive content. We look forward to seeing you there and fostering a vibrant, collaborative community together. Sign up for the new Discord via the QR code on the screen. Well, that's all for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us, and to all of our amazing community members and speakers for sharing their updates from across the ecosystem. We hope that you'll share this recording with your networks, and we encourage you to reach out to us on the Filecoin Slack if you'd like to present in a future roundup. Thank you again, and happy building.